Hi, grade 9s. Here's the second video in taking up the week 5 day 2 homework to get you ready if you want to or need to do some more review or write that retest for this unit. We're going to continue on with number 5. Again, multiplying the number in front right into the stuff in the brackets. Now, when we do this one, we have to remember that that 4 is a negative. But here it's just a positive 9 times 3x squared minus 2x plus 1. So 9 times 3x squared is 27x squared. 9 times negative 2x. Positive and negative is a negative. And then I get 18x. And then 9 times 1 is positive 9. I'm going to go through the next bracket, making sure I remember that this 4 is a negative. So negative 4 times positive 3. Negative times positive is negative 12, and those are x squareds. Then we have negative 4 times negative x. Remember, you can always add in a 1 there if you don't have a number in front of your term. So negative 4 times negative 1 is positive 4 x's, and negative 4 times positive 5 is a negative 20. Now I'm going to look at gathering up those like terms. So the first thing I'm going to look at is my x squareds. I have 27x squareds here, and then here minus 12x squared. So careful to gather up that negative when you're circling your terms. So 27x squareds minus 12x squareds. 27 minus 12 is 15x squareds. And then I'm going to look at the x's. I've got negative 18x's plus 4x's. So if you were doing this on your calculator, you would type in negative 18 plus 4. And if you did that, you would get negative 14. And those are x's. The last one is just the numbers by themselves, and I have a positive 9 minus 20. So on your calculator, you would type in 9 minus 20. And 9 take away 20, because that one's positive, minus a bigger one. It's going to go into the negatives and be negative 11. For number 6, same strategy again, but you'll notice here, I don't have a number in front of the second bracket. And again, whenever you don't have a number, you always just put a 1. So we're going to multiply a 6 into the first bracket here. So 6 times 2x squared. 6 times 2 is 12x squareds. Positive 6 times negative 3. Positive and negative is 18, and then that has an x. Positive 6 times negative 7. Positive and negative is negative, and then that's 42. Now I'm multiplying a negative 1 by each term here. So distributing that negative 1 in. Negative 1 times 2x squared is negative 2x squared. Negative 1 times negative 4. Negative times negative, remember, is positive 4x. And again, negative 1 times negative 3. Those two negatives make that positive 3. So now I'm going to gather up my like terms. I'm going to circle my x squared terms first. So I have 12x squareds and then minus 2x squareds. That negative is really important to count in there. So 12x squareds take away 2x squareds. I'm left with 10x squareds. The next terms are my x's. I've got negative 18x's plus 4x's. So you, in your calculator, you would have to type in, I don't really have room here to write this out, but you would type in negative 18 plus 4. That's what you would put in your calculator. And that would give you negative 14x. Oh, just like the last one. And then we've got negative 42 plus 3. So here, negative 42 plus 3, if you type that in your calculator, you get negative 39. So that's the sign that goes with the 39. You can make Negative 39, just the same as minus 39. Now the next one, number 7, we're multiplying, and I drew these a little bit too close here for my arrows, multiplying in. The first one, I only have 2 terms in the bracket, and that's okay. So negative 3 times 4x squared is negative 12, and they have x squareds. Negative 3 times negative 5, negative and negative is positive. 3 and 5 is 15. There's no x's with that. Then we're going to multiply the 2 into this bracket. So 2 times, remember that counts as a 1x squared, is 2x squareds. 2 times negative 4x, negative 8x, and 2 times 7 is 14. Both of those are positive. So same steps again. We're going to circle our x squareds, negative 12x squareds, plus 2x squareds, getting that 2 in, that positive sign in there. Negative 12 plus 2 is negative 10x squareds. We hit a little bit of a bump here when we're looking at the x terms, because I don't have an x term in here. I had an x squared and then just a number. So when I circle this blue one, negative 8x, there's nobody to be his friend. There's no gathering up like terms. There's just that one. And that's okay. He's just going to stay the same. So we've got negative 8x. And the last one is the just numbers. So I have a plus 15 and a plus 14. So 15 plus 14 more is plus 29. So you won't always have 2x squareds and 2x's and 2 numbers. Sometimes you only have one of them. Sometimes you might have 3. That's okay. Last example here. We've got 4 times 5x squared and 4 times 2x. So distributing this out, 4 times 5 is 20x squared plus 8x. And then multiplying this negative 5 into the second bracket, remember to put a 1 with the x squared that's by itself. Negative 5 times 1x squared is negative 5x squared. Negative 5 times negative 2 is plus 10x. And negative 5 times 1 is negative 5. And again, we're going to gather up our like terms. So I see x squareds, I see 20x squareds here. And again, this 5x squared has a negative with it. It's important to scoop that in, the sign out front. So we have 20 minus 5. 20 take away 5 is 15x squareds. Then I'm looking at my x's. I've got plus 8x here, positive 8x. Plus 10 more x's. So if I have 8 x's plus 10 more x's, I've got 18 x's. And the last one, again, I've got a guy who's lonely here. There's no just number other than the minus 5. So nothing to do with it. It just stays the same. And that's it. We'll do one more video for the application word problems.